In this lesson, you're going to start speaking Arabic immediately. You don't need to know the Arabic alphabet yet. We're going to use something called Franco, which helps beginners read and speak Arabic quickly. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to say hello, introduce yourself, ask basic questions, and understand how Arabs really speak. So Franco is basically when we use Latin script with numbers to basically spell Arabic words, right? Why do I need to use these numbers? Because we want to sound as native and as close to how an Arab person would say it. Because a lot of the letters in Arabic we don't have it in English. So for that we put numbers instead. So for example, if I have a number 2, it's a sound, right? So if I have a number 2 and then an A, that's a, number 2 and an I, E, number 2 and a U, U. Okay, well, what if I have a number 3? Number 3 is a sound. Comes from right here. Sound. So now if I have a number 3 and an A, I, E, U, U. If I have a or a number 5, so number 5 is for the KH. Now Americans or any English speaker, when they say CKH, they think it's a K sound, right? Like for example, if I have this word right here, if I put this word, an English speaker would say Khalifa, but this is an Arabic word. It's supposed to be Khalifa. So for KH, we can put a 5 or we can just put the KH. So for example, if I have a KH and an A, it would be Kha, or 5 and an A, Kha, 5 and an I, Khi, 5 and a U, Hu. Okay, now if you already know how to read Arabic, of course, you can skip all of this. I know some of you might be like, I want to know which letter this is in the Arabic alphabet. So for example, a 2 is Hamza. This is the letter, actual letter in Arabic. Ain, the actual letter in Arabic. Kha, actual letter in Arabic. Ha, and this one is Ghain. So this is each letter, how it actually is in Arabic. And you can see some of them are actually similar, like Ain and number 3 is similar. Hamza and 2 similar. 8 and the Ghain is a bit similar. So Franco came when keyboards first came out and Arabs wanted to text each other, but they didn't have Arabic keyboard, so they used English letters, or you can say Latin script, with numbers to be able to communicate with each other. And to this day, Franco is still used. I still use it when I'm texting my friends in Arabic. Sometimes I don't want to switch to Arabic script, so I just use Franco as well. So we have 5, and then let's do number 7. So 7 with an A. So 7, remember 7 is like a breathy H. Ha, ha. It's like when you're fogging up a window. Or let's say I have my glasses and I want to clean them up. I'm like, ha, ha, ha. That same sound. That's 7. Ha. So then we have ha. I have it with an I, a 7 with an I, he, 7 with a U, hu. Ha, he, hu. For example, this word, you've probably seen this word a lot. Habibi, which is my dear or my love. This is how you're supposed to actually pronounce that. Ha, Habibi. Now you might not get the pronunciation exactly right on the first time, but that's fine. As you keep trying, it's like a muscle. You have to try every day, just 5-10 minutes a day to train that muscle to remember that pronunciation. And then last one, ra, like a French R. For example, if I want to say thank you in French, they say merci. So the R, they say ra, merci. It's the same sound. Or you can remember it as if it's like when you gargle mouthwash. So this is rain. So let's say if I have rain and an A, how would it be? It would be like this. Ra, an I, ri, you, ru. غريرو. So you can practice with each number. This is what's going to help you pronounce the Arabic phrases and words like how a true Arab would. Now we have different ways to say hello. So the most common one, you probably heard this one, Salam alaikum. So you have the three with an A, Salam alaikum, which means peace be upon you. And the reply for that be wa alaikum as-salam, and peace be upon you as well. Salam is peace, ala upon, kum, you all. Wa and ala upon you the peace, as-salam. Alright, so then another way you can say hello, you can use this. Usually this would be used by Muslims. As a lot of Muslims are Arab and a lot of Arabs are Muslim. And then you can use marhaba, which just means hello. This is used most commonly by Levantine dialect. And then there's another way you can say hello. You can just say ahlan, which is hello. Or you can say ahlan wa sahlan, which is used more to welcome someone. Let's say you have someone coming in, ahlan wa sahlan. And they can reply to you with ahlan or marhaba. Another way to say hello is hella. Hella is used more in the Gulf dialect. Now you greeted each other, you want to say, how are you? Kif halak. This is if you're asking a male. Now if you're asking a female, you're going to say kif halik. So the difference is literally the ek or ik. Okay, so if you're asking me, you're going to say kif halik. Alright, kif means how. Hal is condition. Ek or ik means yours. How, your condition. Now, if someone asks you this, what you can reply with is Alhamdulillah, which means praise to God. Now, when someone asks me Kif halik, I can just say Alhamdulillah. I don't have to say I'm good or anything else. I can just say Alhamdulillah. Arabs use Alhamdulillah so much that sometimes it can just mean good. Alright? Someone asks you, how was your exam? Alhamdulillah. How was your meeting? Alhamdulillah. So now you greeted each other, you asked each other, how are you? Now we want to ask each other's name. So we want to say, what's your name? Ma ismak, if I'm asking a male. If I'm asking a female, I'm going to say, ma ismik. Arabic is not like English, gender neutral. No, it's going to be different to a male and to a female. So now if someone asks you, masmuk or masmik, you're going to say, ismi, and then your name. So ismi means my name is. Now, let's say you want to know where you're from. You're going to say, min fin inta or min fin inti. So inta is if you're talking to a male. Inti is if you're talking to a female. Min means from, fin means where, inti means you. From where you are. So from where are you? So the reply for this would be ana min and then the place you're from. So for example, let's say I'm from New York. Ana min New York. Ana means I'm. Min, what's min? We just went over. Min is from. I am from New York. I am from California. Ana min California. And so on. But let's see how other people speak in different Arab countries. So for example, how are you? In Egypt, we say Izayyak if I'm talking to a male, or Izayyak if I'm talking to a female. So we're following that same pattern, ak or ik. In Levantine dialect, which is Palestinian, Jordanian, Syrian, Lebanese dialect, they all have very similar dialect. They would say kifek if they're talking to a male, or kifik if we're talking to a female. Same rule as Egyptian. And then Gulf dialect. So same thing, if I'm talking to a male, shlonak. If I'm talking to a female, shlonich. So same pattern. Let's have a real conversation practice. Now, I'm going to act as if you're a male, and we're going to have a conversation together. This is going to be your cheat sheet. Marhaba. كيف حالك؟ ما اسمك؟ من فين أنت؟ Now let's act as if you're the one who starts a conversation and asks me a question. مرحبا. Alhamdulillah. اسمي ميرال. أنا من نيويورك. Congratulations! Now you are officially speaking Arabic. Stay tuned for more courses like this to help build on the conversation that you already have.